Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 10th of April 2025 and there is a lot of news regarding tariffs and President Donald Trump, guys, just few hours ago decided to impose 125% tariffs on China and for the other countries, guys, that wanted to negotiate with them, which I believe is 75 countries, he has put on a 90-day pause on tariffs. This again, guys, is a definitely positive win, isn't it? And because of that, guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are pumped up as well. And I'm pretty much sure the stock market will be pumping up too. Now here's the reason why it is important, guys. Later on today, guys, the CPI numbers or inflation numbers will be out. And I cannot stress this enough, guys. Rather than watching mainstream media, we need to go and look at information from first source. And the only website to look at information is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And the website is www.bls.gov. Now look, guys, if the inflation does actually go down, there is a very high possibility the price of Bitcoin might even touch the $100,000 mark, but you also need to factor if China will retaliate once again. The chances for China to retaliate now is definitely slim, but because of Trump's move regarding China and the 90-day pause, guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have definitely pumped up, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now later on, guys, today I'll also go ahead and discuss a really interesting partnership news, and this is connected to debit card and Kraken, guys, in partnership with MasterCard, is launching a debit card. Now this is like moving from Web 3.0 to Web 2.0, isn't it? Now at the outset, this definitely sounds like a positive news, but me personally, guys, I'm not a fan of this news, because the whole point of cryptocurrencies is that so that the transactions will be online, isn't it? But now it is going back to plastic. But on the positive side, guys, over 200,000 users of Kraken will be able to go ahead and use this card, so definitely interesting move, I guess. Now the final news, guys, I'm going to be talking about is connected to ETP, which is an exchange-traded product, and 21 shares, guys. They are partnered with the House of Doge, and they will be launching the first Dogecoin ETP. Now remember, guys, ETP is slightly different to ETF, and ETP is more connected to Europe. But regarding this news, guys, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now because of this news, guys, Dogecoin is pumped up by well over 15%, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over the next coming days. Now look, guys, I cannot stress this enough. The moment we find out that the inflation is actually going down, things will definitely be looking great this entire week for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So we have quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is more of a partnership news. And FinStreet Limited, they have signed a memorandum of understanding with 91, and they're exploring opportunities in financial market innovation. So I'll go ahead and discuss, guys, where does cryptocurrency and blockchain fit into this? But definitely a really interesting partnership. Now the second news, guys, is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And Lucidia, guys, they have secured 5 million Saudi Riyal grant for Saudi Arabia's National Technology Development Program. So what I'll do, guys, in today's episode, I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you're taking care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, look, guys, if you look at the market sentiment, looks like it is not reflected because the number associated has actually gone down since the last 24 hours, and the number is only 18. And there's a very high possibility that the website will be updating this information because just a few hours ago, guys, President Donald Trump did actually put out a really important message, and that was via Truth Social. And he has gone ahead and decided to go ahead and increase the tariffs on China. And looks like China is in complete shock because of this. But at the same time, guys, he's also put a pause on other countries. And whichever countries they have not retaliated with increasing tariffs, guys, there is a 90-day pause. This, to be honest, is the art of the deal, isn't it? And because of that, guys, the global cryptocurrency market is pumped up. And what I'm really liking, guys, is the volume of stable coins. The volume of stable coins is definitely pumped up in comparison to yesterday. Because in the episode that I released yesterday, guys, I did actually state that the volume of stablecoins is around the $100 billion mark. I would have liked to see it around the $200 billion mark because the prices were going down, isn't it? And the volume of stablecoins is around the $160 billion. But before we take a deep dive into that, guys, let's quickly run to the global cryptocurrency snapshot. Now, the global cryptocurrency market yesterday was around the $2.43 trillion. But in just a matter of few minutes, guys, the global cryptocurrency market has pumped up to $2.65 trillion. And what I was doing, guys, is I was literally looking at the price of Bitcoin while the announcement was actually made. And the price of Bitcoin was hovering around the $77,000 mark. But only because of the message by President Donald Trump, guys, the price of Bitcoin did actually shoot up to $83,000. And it was hovering around the $83,000 mark. And if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, guys, right now it is at $2.65 trillion. And in terms of the 24-hour trading volume, as of today, 11th of April, it is at $174.58 billion. And since the last 24 hours, guys, the global cryptocurrency market has pumped up by 58.72%. Now, here's the interesting thing, guys. The volume in decentralized finance has also pumped up. But when the overall cryptocurrency market is increasing, guys, in an idealistic situation, you would want the volume of decentralized finance to increase much higher, isn't it? Now, in terms of dollar amount, it has definitely increased. But in terms of percentage, guys, DeFi is accounting for only 6.41% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And if you look at the total value locked, to date is at $90.75 billion. Now for the second day in a row, guys, and probably for the second day in almost 4 years, guys, Aave is leading the pack so far as total value locked is concerned. And in terms of dollar amount, it is $17.64 billion. Now, unfortunately, guys, decentralized to centralized exchange dominance has actually gone down, and today it is at 28.34%. Now, look, guys, if you look at the global cryptocurrency snapshot on a daily basis, what this data actually means, since the last 24 hours, a lot of centralized exchanges are being used to go and buy a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and you can make a conclusive assessment that since the last 24 hours, a lot of fiat currencies are being used to go and buy a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies because the volume of decentralized exchange is actually low, but the 24-hour trading volume has increased and the volume of stable coins has increased as well. And that is one of the reasons, guys, I tend to look at this data on a daily basis. Now let's quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges. And surprisingly, guys, the volume of decentralized exchanges has actually gone down while the 24-hour trading volume has increased. The overall total cryptocurrency market volume has increased, as well as the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency has increased, and that is only because a lot of fiat currencies are being used, isn't it? Now the volume of Uniswap is down to $1.82 billion. PancakeSwap, guys, is at number 2nd, but its volume is above the $1 billion mark. It is at $1.09 billion. Orca, guys, is at number 3rd, but its 24-hour volume is $782.09 million. Meteor, guys, is at number 4th, and its 24-hour volume is $590.72 million. At number 5th, guys, is Fluid, and its 24-hour volume is $548.49 million. Now let's quickly run through the volume of stable coins. And the volume of stable coins is at $165.20 billion. And stable coins, guys, as of today, is accounting for 92.41% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And it's needless to say, guys, when you look at the volume of stable coins, Tether USDT is leading the pack, and its 24-hour volume is $136.69 billion. Circle USDC, guys, is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour volume is $22.69 billion. FDUSD is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $3.84 billion. Now let's quickly run to the market cap, because since the last 24 hours, guys, Ethereum's market cap has pumped up the most. Yesterday it was around the $170 billion mark, isn't it? Today it has crossed the $200 billion mark once again, and its market cap right now is at $203 billion, whereas Bitcoin's market cap is at $1.65 trillion. Now look, guys, the moment the inflation data will be out, I'm pretty much sure the market cap will be moving significantly. Let's say, guys, if the inflation does actually pick up pace, there is a very high possibility that the market cap of Ethereum will actually go below the $200 billion mark. It may even go below the $180 billion mark. But let's say, guys, if the inflation data via the Bureau of Labor Statistics says that it is going down, then there is a very high possibility that Ethereum's market cap will actually go above the $220 billion mark. So definitely keep an eye on the inflation data. Now regarding Bitcoin's market cap, guys, it is still below the $2 trillion mark, and it is only at $1.65 trillion. Now going back to 2020, guys, when Bitcoin did actually reach a new all-time high, and when the price of Bitcoin was hovering around the $20,000 mark, the market cap of Bitcoin back then was also around the same figure. It was hovering around the $1.6 to $1.5 trillion. Now since the last 24 hours, guys, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, looks like a lot of activity is actually taking place in Bitcoin, and the 24-hour trading volume for Bitcoin is $81.31 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $39.39 billion. Now one matrix which I often stress is, if the prices are increasing and if the dominance is increasing, that is a great win, isn't it? And that is exactly what we are seeing since the last few hours. And Bitcoin's dominance now is at 62.50%, whereas Ethereum's dominance has marginally pumped up, but it is only pumped up to 7.60%. Now if you look via CoinMarketCap, guys, there's a section where you can check the prices on an hourly basis. And based on this matrix, guys, looks like a lot of altcoins and meme coins have been pumping up the most. Now every day in the Blockchain DXB podcast, guys, I tend to look at one new matrix, isn't it? And what I want to do in today's episode, I want to look at the top real-world asset tokens by market capitalization. And it is no surprise that Chainlink is at number 1, and its market cap is at $8.37 billion. Avalanche, guys, is at number 2nd, and its market cap is $7.73 billion. Hedera Hashgraph is at number 3rd, and its market cap is $7.28 billion. At number 4, guys, is Manta, which I believe is from UAE, and they do have quite a lot of partnership with real estate development firms, isn't it? And its market cap is at $6.37 billion. At number 5 is Zondo, and its market cap is at $2.76 billion. Now guys, let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Cause since the last 24 hours guys, it is actually up by 1.57%, and the price of Bitcoin is $83,450. And since the last 7 days guys, the price of Bitcoin is up by 8.38%. If you look at Ethereum, it is up by $1,677. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.71%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 14.05%. And Ripple XRP is at $2.07. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.54%. And since the last 7 days, guys, it is up by 14.62%. Now look guys, if you look at this matrix over a period of 7 days, a lot of them are showing completely different today in comparison to yesterday. And what happened exactly 7 days ago guys? President Donald Trump implemented tariffs on 2nd of April, isn't it? And he called it as Liberation Day, probably right for United States of America. And immediately after the announcement, the prices were actually going down. But because the 7 days are over from the 2nd of April, guys, if you look at the prices right now, magically it is showing as plus, and the numbers are looking green. So if you're looking at 7-day matrix, particularly today, all of them are looking completely green. But let's say guys, had you looked at this information yesterday, not only was it showing red, but it was showing negative by let's say 10%, certain cases 20% as well. So when you're looking at information guys, you definitely need to understand why the matrix are showing in a certain way as well. Now before we go ahead and talk about what President Donald Trump has done with other countries as well as China guys, I thought let's go ahead and discuss inflation related information because later on today CPI, the consumer price index or inflation data will be out, and I cannot stress this enough guys. The only website to look at information is the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, and the website is www.bls.gov, and the link to that is in the show notes below. And you'd be surprised guys how mainstream media goes ahead and twists this news, because mainstream media, particularly on the left side of politics guys, they are still heavily suffering from TDS, isn't it? But look, regarding this inflation guys, you also need to factor into consideration that the inflation data is for the month of March, and it absolutely does not involve any information that has been impacted by tariffs. And because of that guys, there is a very high possibility according to me that the inflation might actually slow down. But rather than even taking my word for it guys, I really urge you guys to go ahead and look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics website. So there are essentially two outcomes guys. If let's say the inflation does actually pick up pace, things will definitely not be looking good for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, maybe even the stock market. And sadly guys, mainstream media will be celebrating it, because then they can go ahead and bash President Donald Trump and United States of America, isn't it? But let's say guys, if inflation does actually slow down, that would be a massive win for the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world. And it would also be a testimony that the US economy is in the right direction. But at the same time guys, we also need to factor into consideration that the inflation data is only for the month of March, and it does not include information regarding tariffs. Now look guys, I've been covering CPI data as well as FOMC meeting for almost 4 years, and historically mainstream media has always been taking Bureau of Labor Statistics website. But towards the end of the month, that is on the 31st of March guys, Associated Press decided to take a completely different website. And here's the interesting thing guys, they took a report which is published by the Bureau of Economic Analysis. Now you can definitely take information from the Bureau of Economic Analysis, but here's the cunning and tricky part guys. What the author from Associated Press actually did, he put out a completely fake news and misleading title stating that US consumers remain cautious about spending last months as inflation has actually ticked higher. And here's the thing guys, if you actually read through the article, he has actually quoted the report, and guess what guys, if you actually got and read through the report, the information does not take any information for the year 2025. So I really am not sure on what basis the author has given out the information that the inflation has actually picked up pace. Now what I really recommend you to do is guys, you can go to my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com, and on the 31st of March guys, I did actually write a blog regarding this, and in that blog guys, you can find official sources for Bureau of Economic Analysis, and you can also find the article which is fake news and misleading by Associated Propaganda or Associated Press that actually puts out a completely different narrative to what the actually report states, and they are the ones who are quoting that report guys. So listen guys, don't be surprised if tomorrow, let's say if inflation does actually go down, Associated Press as well as left-leaning media guys, rather than taking the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, which they have been doing since a very long time, they might actually go and start taking information from Bureau of Economic Analysis. Now I'm not saying that the Bureau of Economic Analysis is not the right data guys, but what they are doing is, they are putting out a completely different narrative to what is actually put out in Bureau of Economic Analysis. And what a lot of readers tend to do is guys, they don't actually go out and read through the report, isn't it? They blindly go out and read through what the author says, And the author in this case has put the right sources as well, but the information from the source is completely different to what he's actually saying. And here's the craziest thing, guys. The very same author just 2 weeks ago did actually state that under Trump administration the inflation has actually gone down, and he was actually perplexed as to why the inflation has gone down. So that is one of the reasons, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Rather than watching fake news or mainstream media, go out and do your own research. And the only website to look at information regarding inflation is the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, or you can also go out and look at information from Bureau of Economic Analysis. But make sure you go out and do your own research. Avoid reading past articles, be it from right side of politics or the left side of politics, and let me know, guys, what is the discrepancy that you find. Now let's go and talk about a really interesting move done by President Donald Trump, guys. And President Donald Trump did actually announce via Truth Social that effective immediately United States of America is increasing tariffs on China to 125%, and this is due to China's lack of respect for global markets. And along with that, guys, he's also offered a 90-day pause on tariffs. Now regarding tariffs, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Rather than watching fake news or mainstream media, all of the information regarding tariffs is on the official White House website. And the only person I'd recommend you guys to go out and listen is Scott Bessent, because he's the Secretary of Treasury for the United States of America, and he gives explanation regarding tariffs in such an easy way, guys. And according to me, irrespective of what side of politics you're on, you'll probably agree that the move done by President Donald Trump is definitely the right move. Now just because of these news, guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is definitely pumped up. And while I was actually reading through the post by President Donald Trump, guys, the price of Bitcoin was $77,465. And in just a matter of few minutes, guys, the prices did actually pump up to $82,499. And right now, when I'm recording the episode, the price of Bitcoin is pumped up by almost $1,000 more, and it is at $83,450. Now let's see, guys, if this price continues to remain this way. But the only thing I can say is, later on today, the inflation data will be out. And based on the inflation data, guys, we will find out which direction the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be heading towards. So definitely stay tuned to that news. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss a really interesting move. And according to me, guys, this move is definitely not a great move. But when you think of this move from a macro point of view and user experience, guys, you can make an argument that this is a good move. And the news essentially is that Kraken, which is the oldest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, they have announced a debit or credit card purchase with Visa and MasterCard. And Kraken, guys, they've officially partnered with MasterCard to launch physical and digital crypto cards, and this will be done across UK and Europe. And here's the interesting thing, guys. These cards will allow users to spend crypto and stablecoins at over 150 million merchants worldwide. And according to the official news by Kraken, guys, this initiative is part of Kraken Pay, a service that supports cross-border payments in 300 plus crypto and fiat currencies. Now, one of the reasons why this move is great for Kraken, guys, is because over 200,000 users have already activated the unique ID, which is called as Krak Tag, and this would make it easier for them to go out and use the service. And Kraken's co-CEO, guys, said that the goal is to bridge the gap between crypto and traditional everyday spending, and these debit cards and credit cards are expected to be rolled out in the next coming weeks. So from a user point of view, guys, this is definitely a great move, isn't it? But when you talk about the whole Web 3.0 movement, guys, this is kind of like taking a step back, isn't it? Because the whole idea of Bitcoin was that so that you can go ahead and do transactions online, and now looks like it is taking a step backward. But look, news such as this is definitely great so far as user experience is concerned as well. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss some really interesting news in the world of Dogecoin, and looks like they are taking a bold step from meme coin to mainstream. And 21 Shares has partnered with House of Doge to launch the first Dogecoin ETP product, and this is also endorsed by Dogecoin Foundation. And this Dogecoin ETP, guys, is listed on 6 Swiss exchanges, and the ticker symbol for that is Doge. That is similar to the Department of Government Efficiency. And regarding the ETP product, guys, it is 100% physically backed, and it does offer institutional access to Dogecoin as well. And this particular move, guys, does boost Dogecoin's credibility and pushes its mainstream adoption, isn't it? Now, regarding Dogecoin, I can definitely say that this exclusive partnership, guys, does actually celebrate one of the most passionate communities in the cryptocurrency industry. So definitely interesting news, isn't it? So these were some macro level news in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and even US politics for that matter. Now let's go and look at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is a partnership between Finstrat Limited and 91, and they have signed a memorandum of understanding, and they want to expand opportunities in financial market innovation. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, regarding Finstrat Limited, guys, it is a subsidiary of IHC Group via Series International Holding, and it has signed a memorandum of understanding with 91, which is a global investment manager, and 91 guys, they manage $163 billion in assets as of 31st of December 2024. And regarding this agreement, it was signed on the 8th of April in Abu Dhabi, and the Memorandum of Understanding aims to explore innovation in financial markets, especially in structured and exchange-traded products, and FinStreet guys operates under regulated entities in Abu Dhabi global market, and 91, they bring global expertise in alternative credit strategies. These include private debt and infrastructure-focused investments across developed and emerging markets, and this collaboration targets the creation of trading of structured products and private debt instruments, and these instruments, guys, will be listed and traded via FinStreet global market. And the goal of this partnership is to meet rising investor demand for sophisticated investment solutions. And this partnership, guys, supports FinStreet's vision to integrate blockchain technology into traditional finance. And FinStreet also aims to redefine access to financial markets through innovation. And regarding this collaboration, guys, they do combine 91's experience with FinStreet's tech infrastructure, and it is poised to drive growth and innovation in the financial global sector. And the CEO of FinStreet, guys, that is Sunita Parson, emphasized the importance of strategic partnership as well. And Nicholas Albus of 91 guys highlighted the aim of developing liquidity for private and infrastructure debt, and both firms share a vision to deliver long-term, value-driven investment solutions for institutional investors. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, over the next coming weeks and months, we will be hearing quite a lot of partnership which is connected to cryptocurrencies. Maybe with the hype surrounding tokenization, I'm definitely anticipating some partnership news, or some news where FinStreet Limited or 91 is getting involved, or maybe both of these companies are getting involved in cryptocurrencies, maybe even NFTs, meme coins, or even tokenization. So definitely stay tuned to that news. Now let's go ahead and discuss next news, guys, and this is from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And Lucidia, they have secured a 5 million Saudi Riyal grant from Saudi Arabia's National Technology Development Program. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, Lucidia, guys, is a recognized leading customer experience management platform in our world, and they are an AI-powered customer experience management platform, and they have secured 5 million Saudi Arabian Riyals, which is approximately $1.3 million in grant. And the grant, as I mentioned earlier, guys, is from Saudi Arabia's National Technological Development Program. Now, this particular funding marks a significant strategic milestone for the company, and it will accelerate Lucidia's regional market expansion beyond Saudi Arabia. And so far, Saudi Arabia's National Technological Development Program is concerned, guys, it is a national initiative by the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, and the grant supports a mission to empower high-potential tech companies, and it also aligns with Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 goal of digital transformation. And Lucidia, guys, will use the funds to scale operations and enhance product offering. Now, regarding this announcement, guys, it does coincide with Phase 2 of Ministry of Communication of Information Technology Source Tech Initiative, and the Source Tech, guys, aims to localize app development, outsourcing, and communications, and it is part of Saudi Arabia's effort to become a global digital innovation hub. And Ziad bin Suleiman, guys, who's the business development director at Lucidia, praised the grant's impact, and he stated that Lucidia is ready to contribute to the kingdom's tech leadership vision. And so far as the platform is concerned, they do help organizations transform raw data into actionable customer experience insights, and they serve enterprises, governments, and small medium establishments across the Arab world. And the platform is fully compliant and focuses on secure, human-centered data storage. So another great move in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, isn't it? And look, as I cannot stress this enough, so far Saudi Arabia is concerned, they're definitely taking leaps and bounds in the world of artificial intelligence, and news such as this is definitely going to make a very strong impact regarding Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. So definitely positive news. So these were the news, guys, on the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a personal question by Dylan who asks, if you could spend crypto anywhere, where would you use it first and what cryptocurrency would you be using? This, to be honest, Dylan, is such a really important question. Now look, according to me, Dylan, I don't think any use cases beyond Bitcoin, and I often say this enough, Rather than focusing on cryptocurrencies, what a lot of people need to do is they should truly understand the impact of Bitcoin. And I've said this thing over and over again. Me personally, I don't buy the hype regarding blockchain technology as such because there are quite a lot of limitations, isn't it? And right now, if you look by coin market cap, there are well over 16,000 cryptocurrencies. But to answer your question, where would I actually spend cryptocurrencies? Now, here's a different answer to this. Me personally, I only think there is use case of Bitcoin, but I would definitely not want to go and spend it, isn't it? And along with Bitcoin, there are a lot of alternative coins or shit coins as well. But even rather than selling that cryptocurrencies, what I'd really like to do, darling, is I'd like to go ahead and convert them into stable coins and then go ahead and use the stable coins for regular purchases. And now with this development of Kraken issuing a debit card or credit card, you may as well go ahead and start using that, isn't it? And the best thing I can think of using cryptocurrencies is, let's say, for travel, flights, or even adventure stays, to be completely honest. Because when you talk about spending in Bitcoin, no fool will go ahead and spend Bitcoin for these things right now, isn't it? Because Bitcoin right now is kind of like a store of value. Imagine spending Bitcoin right now, and if the value of that thing pumps up, let's say after a few weeks or even months or years, that would be the worst thing that you would want to do. So regarding cryptocurrencies, darling, let's say for day-to-day spendings, me along with other people, they may want to go and spend it, let's say, for dining, or shopping, quick purchases, maybe buying an Apple laptop or something. But in that case, again, I would prefer to use stable coins as opposed to cryptocurrencies, because stable coins are relatively same in the prices in it. Now, me personally, I love to spend a lot of money on coffee, and lately I'm getting active involved with my band, so I do want to spend a lot of money on musical instruments, and more precisely, I want to spend a lot of money on symbols. Now, these symbols are not that expensive as such, so rather than using, let's say, Bitcoin or Ethereum, I may as well convert all coins into stable coins and then go ahead and use those for purchases. Now, regarding stablecoins, I personally like using Circle USDC as opposed to USDT, because according to me, darling, when you talk about stablecoin issuers, they definitely need to be regulated, and according to me, Circle USDC is doing a phenomenal job. So that's my take on it. But let me know, darling, where do you go and spend your cryptocurrencies, or do you actually go and spend a lot of Bitcoin? Let me know your answer to this. Now, regarding Dubai, the only thing I can see is that day-to-day care, which is more of a grocery store. They were one of the first to go ahead and accept cryptocurrencies as well as Bitcoin for payments, and I do visit day-to-day quite often, but I definitely do not spend cryptocurrencies as such. But definitely a really interesting question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything Season Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, DeFi, and Metaverse. And we also look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.